Hello, beautiful people. Hola, annyeonghaseyo, bonjour, ni hao, namaste. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here again with another book recommendation, and this recommendation is for those people who find reading boring, or they don't finish a book and they find it very difficult to finish a book when they start it, or for those who have a reading challenge, like they have reading challenge to read 30, 40, 50 books, but they are lagging behind. So these are recommendation that they are going to help them achieve their goal and finish their reading challenge, because these books are less than 100 pages. Reading short books is always a fun experience, because once you finish a book you feel the sense of achievement that you just completed a book, and now you can go through other books that you wanted to read. So here are some of the book recommendations. Some of them may have been the books that I have talked about in my previous videos, but others are new in this list. So let's get started and talk about the books. And the very first book is The Little Prince by Anthony de Saint-Exupéry, and this is a book that I have talked about so many times on this channel, and this is a book that I can't stop recommending. And this book is just 96 pages, and this is a fabulous book to read, and this book gives you a very good example of how the perspective of a child can change everything. And this book urges people to let their inner child go wild and to see things through a child's perspective, because if you see things through a child perspective, everything seems simple and easy, and it is just the adult in you that make things complicated. And this book is a perfect example of this, and while reading it you will just see how a man and grown-ups are making things complicated in comparison to childs who see things in a very different manner. I have done a detailed video on this book, and you can find the video in the description below. If you are interested, you can check out that video, and you can know more about this book, or what to learn from this book. Next book is Animal Farm by George Orwell, and this book is also 95 pages. Through the perspective of animals, or through animalism, the writer explains a very bitter truth of our world. And this book is a very hilarious as well as educational book. This book is a perfect example to understand the importance of power and the misuse of power. And through the perspective of animals, this book speaks up the bitter truth of today's world. And it does not matter if you are in a democratic country or you are living in a monarch era. If the power is unchecked, if there is corruption of power, then it is a red alert for the authority or for the nation. This is a very beautiful and funny story to read, and you will absolutely enjoy this story. The only bad thing about this book is that it has a very dense writing and it has a very small font. So if you're a person who has problem with small fonts, so I will recommend you to go with the hardcover of this book. Maybe that has a bigger font, so it will be helpful to read. The next book is The Metamorphoses by Franz Kafka, and this is just 67 pages, and it is a really short book, but it has a very important message and it has a very unique story. And this is the book that defines the human nature. It explains the human nature of how if you are working for someone, or if you are useful for someone, they are going to respect you and show you emotions. But once you stop doing anything for them, or you become a burden kind of on them, so they will turn their back on you. And this is the bitter truth of human nature, and it explains it beautifully. And you can go with this book. Maybe you will find it a bit hard to understand the story, but if you will reread it, and you will understand the importance of this book and the philosophy attached to this. And the next book is The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway, and this is just 96 pages, and this novella revolves around this old aging man Santiago, who is having a hard luck, and but one day he set on fishing expedition determined to catch a fish, and he got a fish, but the main obstacle was to bring that to the shore. And it has a very brilliant story and the real struggle of a aging man and to serve his family and to make a living in the world. And this book teaches you the importance of having ambition and take a stand on things you like and you want to do, no matter what the condition is, it is against you or it is with you. And it is such a wonderful story to read for the beginners. The next book is We Should All Be Feminist by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and this is just 65 pages, and this book deals with the real struggle of feminism. Drawing from her experience as a Nigerian woman, Adichie passionately argues for genetic equality and challenges that existing gender norms and the stereotype that persist in the society. This book urges readers to recognize the importance of feminism in creating a more just and inclusive world for all. And this is the book that will teach you what real feminism is, because Adichie explains it perfectly and what the gender inequality did to them. And it is not about that fake feminism that people were talking about. It is the real struggle of the women in Nigerian world, and it is about the real gender inequality and the societal norms. And if you want to know the real struggle of the women's or the impact of sexism on both men and women, so you need to read this book to understand it completely. And the next book is Binti by Nandi Okorafor, and this is a sci-fi novella that revolves around this girl Binti who belongs to the Himba ethnic community, and she just ran away from home to go to this university which exists on a different planet. During her voice, she faces a lot of challenges. She overcomes these challenges and come to achieve what she always intended to do. And there is so much to learn from this character, because Binti is not only courageous, she is intelligent as well, and she also has the power of being a leader when situation is against her, and she has the power to believe in herself, and she is such a strong character to read about it. And this is just 96 pages, so you can finish it on a very quick go. And the last but not the least is I'm Afraid of Men by Vivek Shraya, and this is 90 pages long, and this is a memoir of this person Vivek Shraya, and this deals with the personal experience of Shraya, who deals into the author's personal experience with gender identity. This book delves into the author's personal experience with gender and identity, and Shraya shares her journey of growing up as a gender non-conforming person and the challenges she faced in a society that often perpetuates toxic masculinity. The book examines the fear and anxiety that arises from navigating a world where masculinity is often associated with aggression, violence, impact, and the oppression of marginalized communities. And this is the book that you need to read to understand the persons who does not belong to any of the category, men or women and male or female category, so how they survive in this world and how they go through a lot of oppressions and a lot of abuses they see in the world. And this is a perfect book to understand this, because this is a short book, just 92 pages, and you can read it very fast, and this will give you a brief knowledge of how the people who does not fit in any gender community, how they face the world. That's it. That brings us to the end of the video. Here are some of the books under 100 pages to get you started with, and each one of these books will teach you a lesson and will leave you with a very strong feeling. So make sure to read and check out any of those books and read and try to read those books, because they are fantastic in their own way. And so that's it. That's for today. Bye.